Anime has no shortage of characters that have presence, but once in a while an anime produces a character that has the whole verse shaking simply by existing. Whether it's a hero or a villain, they dominate every scene they are in, and you just know right away the moment you see them, shit is about to go down. These menaces will show you exactly what it means to have aura. Being the literal manifestation of the sin of pride will tell you enough. Escanor's pride and aura are directly linked to the time of day and the amount of sunlight he gets. The closer it is to noon, the more of an absolute menace he becomes. At night, or deprived of sunlight, Escanor is a very polite, skittish, and frail-looking man with a short stature. But come sunrise, Escanor is not to be fucked with. Unfortunately for Galand and Melascula, they fucked around and found out. Galand dared him to go band for band, and Escanor sliced this motherfucker in two on the first go. Disrespecting Galand every chance he gets and takes his strongest attack, leaving but a scratch. Escanor then charges up a serious blow, making Galand run away like a bitch and turning him to stone with his own commandment. Melascula then thinks shit is sweet and sucks the soul out of him. But his soul has so much aura that she burns up from the inside. Bro is built different. This only gets more and more insane the later in the morning it gets, as seen when he fights Estarossa, whose commandment doesn't allow you to hurt anyone if you bear hatred in your heart. But Escanor doesn't hate anyone below him. All he feels is pity. Even when Estarossa hits him with a full counter, this prideful motherfucker just smiles and says, "No wonder I felt pain from my own attack. I am amazing." He then sends Estarossa flying, and honestly, it's a wrap after that. So what happens when it becomes noon? Escanor enters a state called the One, becoming invincible and the pinnacle of existence for 1 minute. In this mode, he smacks up an already way overpowered Meliodas and runs the ones with the literal Demon King himself. But to top it all off, this guy named his strongest attacks in this form after himself, being Divine Sword Escanor and Divine Spear Escanor. Now, if that isn't the pinnacle of pride and aura, then I don't know what is. I don't think I need to convince anyone of the fact that Madara Uchiha has motherfucking aura. He was absent for most of the story, and his presence was still always felt. Then when he finally got resurrected, he pulls up to fade an entire fucking army. Bro legit had them praying for their lives, and for good reason, because he beat the fuck out of all of them. First with straight hands, and then decides let's drop a fucking meteor on their asses, which they somehow actually managed to stop. But then he throws a second one. Oh my god. Next on the chopping block were the 5 Kage, who actually seemed to be putting up a good fight and managed to seal him, or at least that's what they thought. Madara then proceeds to pull the most devious move in the whole show. Y'all like to jump me 5 versus 1, right? Well, here you go, and pulls out 5 wood clones for each of the Kage to fight, and even gives them the options if they want the clones to use Susanoo or not. And well, it was just raps after that. He then makes his way to the main battlefield and gets horny as hell seeing Hashirama again, gets fully revived by the Rin of Rebirth jutsu, and flexes his immense aura when he starts tweaking from joy because he can finally feel pain again, and stares down all 9-tailed beasts and quickly takes them down too. And finally, to top it all off, he's just too damn excited to fight a fully opened 8th gate might guy. Even after almost dying to it, you could just tell he's overjoyed because he was able to fight someone that rivaled his strength. Madara is just a straight up menace. All Might literally had the whole verse in a chokehold. Every villain fears him and every hero admires him. Some in their own unique ways. But he has so much aura that even a villain started killing other pro heroes simply because they didn't meet the standard of what it meant to be a real hero set by All Might. You just know the moment All Might shows up, everything is going to be okay because he is here. Severely wounded and only able to hold his muscle form for a limited amount of time, doesn't matter. He is here. Villains attack with a special bioengineered Nomus made specifically to counter him, doesn't matter. He is here. All For One returns to wreak havoc once again. Nope, All Might is here, decimating All For One and depleting his final embers of One For All, completing his final act as the #1 hero and the symbol of peace. But make no mistake, even without having One For All Might will stare you down with that United States of aura, reminding you exactly of who the fuck he is. Honorable mention interlude. Honorable mention interlude. Frieren flexing her unleashed mana, telling this demon to off herself simply because there was no way in hell she was ever going to beat her after seeing the difference in mana. I just had to include this moment as an honorable mention because holy fuck, this was badass.
分をわきまえろ知れ者が
Ryomen Sukuna lives guided only by his pleasures and displeasures, meaning it's on site whether you're a sorcerer or a curse. It is no small feat to be dubbed the king of curses, and Sukuna will take every single opportunity available to show you exactly why he earned that title. Instances include, but are not limited to, crashing out and talking about massacring all the women and children the millisecond he is reincarnated, pulling out his domain expansion, the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery by the way, on a father-ass curse, tormenting Yuji every single chance he gets, and just to showcase he acts according only to what he likes and dislikes, he spares Mahito once after touching his soul because they laughed at Yuji together, but the second time Mahito fucks up, he cuts the shit out of him. Literal menace. Speaking of being a menace, do you know why it is called the Shibuya incident? Well, it's because of this motherfucker. The moment he gains control, he instantly kills Nanako and Mimiko, and then starts bullying Jogo, plays a game of chicken with the sorcerers while fighting, and then finally finishes off Jogo, a fire-based special grade disaster curse, who is the literal manifestation of humanity's fear of volcanoes and fire-based disasters, with a goddamn fire arrow. And lastly, he runs his fade with Maharaga, tweaking out because he finally has an exciting and interesting fight on his hands because of Maharaga's adaptations, which is the exact moment the Shibuya complication turns into the Shibuya incident when Sukuna decides to nuke the entire city with his strongest combo of Malevolent Shrine and Fuga to finish off Maharaga and kill every single thing within a 200-meter radius. This demon then swaps back with Yuji to mentally torture him some more after taking in the view of the absolute wasteland the King of Curses left in his wake.
だって君弱いもん
Daddy's home. This motherfucker's birth altered the entire power balance within the verse. Being born in the Gojo clan and not only inheriting the limitless technique, but also manifesting the six eyes, meant that Satoru Gojo was not to be fucked with from the jump. He's had assassins sent on him his whole life and scared him off time and time again with pure aura, even as a child. Then when he finally does get jumped by Toji, on the verge of death he finally grabs RCT to heal himself. But after this, what is the first thing he does? Check if Arm and I'll get to are safe, call for backup. Nah, he wants his get back on Toji, being absolutely high off of a power trip, knowing he is now unbeatable, even reaching some form of enlightenment, quoting Buddhas, "Throughout heaven and earth I alone am the honored one," before brutally and easily dispatching of the threat in front of him. So now, being the undisputed strongest in the verse, he has the whole Jujutsu world shaking. He stops not one, but two kids from getting executed by the higher-ups simply because he is Satoru Gojo and they are under his protection. He mollywops Shogo, yep, the special grade disaster curse, with ease because he is Satoru Gojo. Breaks a barrier specifically made only to hold him out because he is Satoru Gojo. Then in Shibuya, he is the one going in alone and shows the disaster curses exactly why he is him. He first kills Hanami with pure aura, then has Shogo again running for his life, and when they think they finally have him rattled, he pulls out a 0.1 second domain expansion, stun locking all of the disaster curses in place, and in the span of 299 seconds, kills 1,000 transfigured humans without any human casualty or lasting brain damage. Absolute goat shit. Spoilers for Demon Slayer ahead. Proceed with caution.
命を何だと思っているんだ
This absolute menace gave the strongest being in the verse PTSD even after being dead for over 1,000 years. That's enough said, really. Nah, Yorichi has been a sweetheart from birth. As overpowered as he was as gentle as they come, taking care of his ailing mother when no one even knew she was sick, and even left his home because he knew that his father had been considering to make Yorichi his heir instead of his older brother Michikatsu after learning of his exquisite sword fighting skills. Being the progenitor of breeding styles, he is single-handedly responsible for giving the Demon Slayers a better chance at fighting the demons, though none were able to learn his sun breeding style because he is just built different. And Yorichi being built different is what Muzan would soon come to realize as he ran into him one fateful night. Being his usual cocky self, Muzan thought Yorichi would be quick work. And quick work it definitely was, because Muzan's head and body was sliced to bits in a millisecond, forcing Muzan to split into 1,800 pieces trying to escape, and with Yorichi only being able to destroy 1,500 of those, Muzan actually did manage to flee. But make no mistake, even though Muzan managed to escape, he had been so scarred by this encounter that he has not dared to fight a demon slayer head-on in over 1,000 years in the fear of them being as strong as Yorichi. Hell, even his cell in the demons he creates have PTSD when catching a glimpse of Tanjiro. And as Yorichi was nearing the end of his lifespan, he had one final encounter with his brother Michikatsu, who had been turned into the demon Kokushibo. And even at the age of 85, his skills had not dwindled and almost killed his brother in one strike, but died of old age, still standing like a badass. Don't forget, slayers with a mark are supposed to die at the age of 25, which just confirms again that Yorichi was him. And last but not least, we have humanity's strongest soldier, Zeke's nightmare, aka Levi Ackerman. Being an Ackerman already certifies you as a badass, but Levi just goes that extra mile. Cutting through waves of titans like it's nothing is just another regular day for him. This menace only listens to the people he respects and stands on business against anyone else, no matter how much authority they hold. Case in point being at Eren's trial, where he not only beats the ever-living shit out of the main character without any repercussions, but also disrespects the hell out of the military police, calling them incompetent as fuck and simply bitch made for never even having battled a titan. Speaking of battling titans though, he is the only one in the show 1v1ing titan shifters and winning, Beyblading the hell out of Annie, saving Eren, and later beating the hell out of Zeke not once, not twice, but 3 times. It didn't matter if he missed some fingers and an eye, the moment he saw Zeke emerging from Eren's founding titan, it was on sight, completing his revenge and avenging his fallen comrades. It is no wonder that Zeke had motherfucking PTSD from this man. Levi Ackerman proved time and time again that he is more than worthy of being on this list of goated characters. Now, of course, I missed a few characters worthy of being on this list, so I ask you to let me know down in the comments below which characters I've missed, and I will pick out the top comments and include them in the next one. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell to be all up to date as soon as I upload a new video. Also check out my other videos as well, as I recently did one on the most badass trope in anime and one on the absolute menace that is Chainsaw Man's author Tatsuki Fujimoto, so give those a watch as well. Now with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye!